Of this, an eerie coincidence for fire survivors in the North Bay as we mark the second anniversary of the devastating wine country wildfires. Good evening to you. I'm Alan Martin.
And I'm Veronica Dela Cruz. KPIX 5 reporter Wilson Walker is live in downtown Santa Rosa, where the community is still rebuilding physically and emotionally. Wilson?
Absolutely. Veronica, just in the past half hour, a small gathering to remember the 44 people who lost their lives in the fires that started 2 years ago tonight. As you said, 2 years of rebuilding, 2 years of trying to move on past what happened. But fire is still very much a way of life in this part of California.
You know, I think we've made a heck of a lot of progress, and that's what we have to kind of go on. It's just that, yeah. Look around, 2 years ago, this was just looked like a war zone, so.
A series of waits. That is how Mike Witkowski describes the past 2 years in his corner of Glen Ellen. This is where the Nuns fire marched over Warm Springs Road. This is what this neighborhood looked like on the morning of October 9th.
You know, if the tourists in town, since the middle of the town didn't burn, they don't even know that, a fire happened, or if they do, they'll wander up the street and not really know, well, why are they doing all this construction here,
Witkowski says nearly half the homes in his neighborhood have been rebuilt. That's a very good number compared to much of the county. But he says today, and not just the anniversary, recalls the magnitude of what happened here.
With the PG&E shutting off the power, or threatening to, shut off the power and that kind of stuff, it goes, oh, there isn't that, stability as far as you really have to be prepared for, just about anything. Kind of shatters your sense of security, like, oh yeah, you could lose your house, kind of thing.
But, I think that there's now an awareness and even a fear in the background that it could happen again. It was so powerful, affected the whole area, changed the economy, changed the psychology, changed the emotions, changed the expectation for the future,
Even for those who did not lose loved ones or homes, the fire still affected everyone from housing costs to hardware stores, the land itself.
I mean, it changes your view on life. And so it's powerful when I really look at the land and the recovery of the land. Even 2 years later, it's still dark, it's still black. It's powerful.
So the rebuilding goes on, some neighborhoods doing better than others. None of it has been easy.
So it's a tight neighborhood, and that's one of the reasons I think everybody came back and didn't give up, kind of thing.
Driving around up here, a lot of people looking at their phones, reloading those pages that you were talking about, trying to get information. The pages, the website's down. I had people asking me if I knew more about what was going to happen over the next 24, 48 hours, and it just all sort of goes back to 2 years ago. And I think it's something that everyone, it's still so fresh on a lot of people's minds. Alan, Veronica, I think it's just something that's going to, I don't know, it'll always kind of be there, especially if you live up here.
Yeah, I know. Wilson, you were there 2 years ago. We remember your coverage. What are your impressions of the area now, being there today?
I think the two gentlemen that were in that story kind of summed it up. This sort of half rebuilt, and yet you'll occasionally see parts of the landscape where it really hasn't changed much, or there's enough there to really remind you what happened. I think we all talk about the fires a lot, and Lord knows we play the video from that night. I don't think there's 2 days that go by where we don't use some of the video from that night. And when I see it, sometimes you just see it, and then on a day like today, you really stop and you think back to what happened over the course of that night. And really, 5, 6 days out of that, I don't think there's anyone who was, intimately involved with what happened, especially those first 8 to 12 hours, that wouldn't tell you that it's something that just sticks with you. It was a really amazing night, and 2 years later, people still here, talking about what happened and how you move on for something like that. It was a night for the ages, that's for sure.
Yeah, it has been hard. All right, Wilson Walker live for us there in Santa Rosa. Wilson, we appreciate it. Thank you.
It's fresh and it's hard. Wilson, thanks.